Hey guys, welcome to this video lecture. In this video lecture, we are going to see how to get started with MPI for Pi programming with Python 3 and Python 2. So let us get started. Before we could get started with programming, let us see the contents of my host file. So we created that my host file in order to store the IP addresses and number of slots assigned to all the hosts in our cluster. So we can see that file by just saying cat and my host file. So this is the list of hosts and all the hosts have got a single slot. So which is what we wanted. So before you could start programming, make sure that all the hosts are there in this particular list and all of them have got a single slot, because it will be easier for you to understand if every host has got a single slot. Now let us invoke the nano editor, nano, or before that, let us create a directory structure. Okay, so basically we are going to create a directory known as examples in the home directory of this Raspberry Pi and all the Raspberry Pi connected to this network which are there in our cluster. So we are going to use the mpi run command in order to achieve the same, because we need to run a single command to create a directory, and that command is mkdir and provide the absolute path of the directory to be created, home pi. This is the path of the home directory, and let us say examples. So if I just hit enter, it is going to create a directory only in this particular host. But I want to create this directory in all the hosts, and we are going to use mpi run command for this. So just say mpi run host file, my host file -np 4 mkdir home pi examples. So this is the command that is going to create the directory examples in all the hosts that are mentioned in my host file. So let me hit enter and let us see what happens. So the command is going to be executed successfully, and we can see that by doing ls, and here we have the examples directory. Similarly, we will go to the other hosts and run the command ls to see that a directory known as examples has been created. So for our convenience, we are going to store all the examples that we are going to study in this particular directory in all the nodes. So let us go to that directory, examples, and you will have to create this directory only the first time whenever you are going to get started with MPI for Pi. Okay. And from now onwards, we are just going to create a file in this particular directory in this host, and we are going to remotely transfer that file to all the other hosts in our cluster. So we are going to see that in a moment. So I'm just going to say nano and prog01.py. So nano is a text editor. It is very simple text editor. So I'm just going to say from MPI for Pi import MPI. So this is going to import the MPI to our program. Let's import sys. So we are going to use sys.stdout.write in order to print any text on the screen, because this particular function, it works with Python 2 and Python 3, and MPI programming is same for Python 2 and Python 3. So I'm just going to say com equals to so let me minimize all the other windows so that we are not going to get distracted. Okay, so I was saying that we are going to say com equals to MPI dot com underscore world. Name equals to MPI dot get processor name. So this com is nothing but mpi.com underscore world. So we can use it to know the rank of our process. And mpi.get processor name is going to fetch you the host name. So in our case, all the host names are same, that is Raspberry Pi, but you can definitely change the host name of your Raspberry Pi through the settings, and then you are going to have hosts with different host names. So now let us print some information. sys.stdout.write, and I am going to say hello world. And then finally sys.stdout.write. I'm going to say name %s, comma, my rank is %d/n, that is for next line, and %. So here we are going to print the processor name, and here com.rank. So this is the entire program. Okay, so let me explain you the program. So we are going to run this program with MPI run, and whenever we are going to run this program with MPI run with number of processes mentioned in the command line option -np, this program will be executed on all the nodes of the cluster that we have created. So basically MPI run is able to identify all the nodes in the cluster because of the my host file. Okay, we have got all the IP addresses and number of slots for every node in the file my host file. So MPI run is going to run this program on every node of the cluster, and number of processes it is going to create to run this program depends on -np argument. So let me save it, and we have saved it. Now we need to copy it to all the other hosts, and we can just do scp/home/pi/examples prog01.py to 192.168.2.3 /home/pi/examples. That is the thing. So we are going to copy this particular file from the local computer to this IP address and this directory. So I'm just going to hit enter now, and it has been copied. Similarly, I'm going to run this command once again, except that here IP address will be different. So this time it is 4, and the last time it is 6. So our program has been copied to this particular directory in all the nodes. So we can manually verify it, though it is not needed. It is always a good idea to verify it. Okay, so here we have program 1. And finally, in the last section also we have program 1. Okay, so here we have the program in all the nodes. Now we are going to launch it just from the master node, or only one node that has got my host file And you can make any node as the master node. All you need to do is to have that file, my host file, in any one of the nodes with all the IP addresses and all the slots. Okay, so the file should have all the IP addresses as well as the number of slots for each IP address mentioned in that file. So file name could be anything, the host file name. Okay, so you can just name it as my file or your name or your parent's name or anything. So let us try to run the program and it will be very interesting. So this is very first parallel program that you are running and you must be very excited for that. Okay, so let's go to the home directory and let us say mpi run host file, my host file -np for Python 3, because we want to run this with Python 3, and let's say home directory. So this symbol stands for home directory, examples and prog1.py. And if your program accepts any command line arguments, you can mention all the command line arguments here. But we haven't written our program to accept the command line arguments, so we can run it as it is. So remember, this is the syntax. You just say mpi run host file name, my host file, -np and number of processes, and then the program and its arguments. So here the program is Python 3 and the argument for that is the program that we have written, which is supposed to be executed by the Python interpreter. Okay, so if I'm going to hit enter, it is going to show us the processor names or the host names and ranks of all the processes. So here we have 4 processes. So we should have ranks from 0 to 3. So 0, 1, 2 and 3 should be the ranks of all the processes. So let us see what happens. So here we have 0, 2, 1 and 3. Okay, so hello world it is printing, and then name Raspberry Pi, my rank is 0. Okay, so there is no space between hello world and Raspberry Pi. So you can definitely go ahead and correct it. So I will leave it to you as an exercise to correct whatever is needed to have a space between this hello world and name. Okay, so probably you can introduce a space after hello world or before name, or you can have all these things in new line. So here the host name is Raspberry Pi for all the hosts, and this is the rank. So as I had told you, it is going to be 0, 1, 2 and 3, and it will be in any random order. Okay, because all of these things are running in parallel. So it is not that one process is going to run first on one host and then another process is going to run. So all these processes are running and the output actually shows us the same thing. So let me try to run it again. And this is the output. Okay, now we can even run it with Python 2 interpreter. So I have written program deliberately in such a way that it can be run with Python 2 interpreter also. Okay, so we just need to delete these 3 and it is going to invoke the program with Python 2 interpreter, and this is the output 0, 2, 1, 3. So we can try to run it again. So this is the output. So this is how we can write a parallel program, and it is going to create all these processes. So the processes will be assigned the ranks from 0 to n-1, where n is the number of processes mentioned here in this np argument. So in the next video lecture, we are going to see some more details about MPI. So I know that it is a bit difficult concept to understand in the beginning, but as you practice more and more, you will be able to understand this concept better. Okay. So thanks a lot for watching this video lecture. Do let me know if you have any questions, queries or comments about this video lecture. Thanks a lot once again, and I will see you next time.